I was gently nudged awake in the middle of the night. I saw my 4-year-old son standing in front of me, clutching his favorite bear. He whispered something inaudibly to me. In my haze, I could not quite make out what he said. I said, "What, buddy?" And then it became clear. "There's another daddy downstairs," he whispered in that apprehensive way that he does. "What?" I said. I heard him, but I could not believe what he just said. "There's another daddy downstairs, just like you. But he's angry." "Okay, buddy," I said as I lifted him up and set him in bed beside his mother. I pulled the aluminum baseball bat out from behind the bedstand and crept downstairs as quietly as I could. Surely I would have heard someone coming in the house. The alarm system had not gone off. I patted softly as I stepped, hoping my son was having a bad dream. By the time my foot touched the bottom step, I smelled it. I had not smelled it in years, but you never forget it. Single malt scotch. The air was pungent with it. I had not drank in 4 years, but the aroma was unmistakable. Who brought alcohol into this house? I never noticed the creaking hardwood floors before, but they sounded like thunder in an otherwise quiet house. Then I heard the panting. Someone was here. The panting was rage, pure and undeniable. Almost like a dog just after a fight when he's not quite ready for the fight to be over. I peered around the corner into the dining room from where the breathing was coming. Whatever was breathing was stationary. I gazed around, and even in the darkness, I could make out the moonlight splashing on the figure of a man, standing, facing a wall. He did not notice me. It stood there, billowing deep, heavy breaths, just facing a blank wall. No, wait. That wall isn't blank. There's something on it. It's my wife's bridal portrait. The monster's just breathing intense rage at it, and it looks like he's damaged it somehow. I wait for another few seconds for my eyes to adjust. It's clear. He smeared the word whore on the bridal portrait. I'm now beyond panic. I grip that bat tightly. I'm frozen in between the fight or flight stage. Do I grab my wife and son and run? Or do I attack it while it does not notice me? Even if I did attack it, it's so hopped up on adrenaline right now, I don't think I could harm it. In my moment of indecision, I finally could make out whoever this is. He does look like me. The decision to fight or run was made for me. It slowly turned and peered over its shoulder at me, and it says in a haunting, graveled voice, "I hate you." What? I could barely get out in dismay. "I hate you," it muttered again. "I hate everything about you. This is your fault. All of it. I hope you fucking die." The heart-pounding terror that washed over me was like none I had ever experienced. I finally realized blood was everywhere. Everywhere. It was all over the walls, the floors, his clothes, his hair. It was like he bathed the room in it. How dare you marry that fucking harlot? I told you a decade ago this would happen. And now I'm going to kill you. It turned and began to come at me. I slammed the door at the bottom of the stairs shut, and I could feel him pulling against it. I heard him screaming on the other side like a rabid dog, banging against it with the fury of a pack of wolves. The struggle went on for what seemed like eternity. Several times I nearly lost the grip on the door handle, and then it suddenly stopped. I took a moment to catch my breath. I was too afraid to let go of the door. Whatever this thing was, I didn't want it crawling up the side of the house or trying to sneak into the second floor window. So in a panic, I dashed upstairs to grab my son. I flipped the light on and saw him covered in blood sitting on my bed, beside my wife whose skull had been bashed in. "Daddy, you made Mommy sick with your bat. Why did you do that?" The bat was covered in blood and chunks of bone and hair. Blood soaked my shirt and face. What had I done? I was holding the bat in my right hand and something in my left. It was my glass of scotch.